So when we are combining all the rules, we really have to pay attention to what rule applies where. So the product rule applies when we have multiplication with the same bases. The quotient rule applies when we have division with the same bases. The power rule applies when we have a power to a power. The zero rule applies when an exponent is zero, and the negative rule applies when the exponent is negative. So looking at this first one, all I see is multiplication. I don't see any division signs, I don't see any zero powers, I don't see any negative exponents, and I don't see a power to a power. So all I have to worry about is the product rule. So I look at the same bases. So we have the b's, so b to the fifth power times b to the fifth power. And when we have parentheses side by side like that, it means multiplication. So b to the fifth power times b to the fifth power means b to the 10th power, because we just add those exponents. And then the same basis of k and k, so k times k to the third power, so k has an exponent of 1. So we get k to the fourth power. And now we have that negative 3 and the 9. We actually can just multiply those and get negative 27. And there is nothing else to combine here. We are done. There's nothing else to simplify. Now looking at this next one, I see a fraction bar. And yes, I do see some multiplication, but the multiplication isn't with the same basis. So all I have to worry about here is the quotient rule. Now, I tend to work left to right. So negative 5 can combine with negative 11. And the most simplified is just positive 5 over positive 11. A negative over a negative is a positive. The next thing is m to the 9th power. So I gotta look for a base of m, which is m to the 3rd. And so I'm going to subtract those, and I get m to the 6th power. And then I have d to the 4th power divided by d. So I get d to the 3rd power. So I could write it either this way or like this. This is typically the way you would see it written. Either way, same thing. Next one is negative times the cubed value of negative 4 times c to the 6th power times d to the 7th power times a to the 4th power. Okay, so yeah, I do see multiplication, but not the same basis. I don't see any division. I don't see any zero exponents. I don't see any negative exponents. So I do see power to a power. So that power goes to all the powers inside. I gotta distribute it. You've learned about the distributive property last year. So I would get negative, so negative 4 to the 3rd power, c to the 18th power, d to the 21st power, and a to the 12th, because we got to multiply those exponents. Now you can simplify it more. 4 to the 3rd power is negative 64. Yep, I'm going to keep rewriting everything here. And this negative on the outside means it's the opposite, so I'm going to make it the positive, so I can actually erase it. So my final answer would just be positive 64, c to the 18th power, d to the 21st power, and a to the 12th power. So really keep in mind, go slowly through each of these and check off to make sure that you are using the same basis and the proper rules. If you have any questions, please email me or attend the office hours.